kāna kia tū i te whakamihi atu kia tātou katoa ko taimai te rānei i runga anō te kaupapa o te whare nei mō ngā iwi i whakātu mai i ngā pau whenua hiringa rānei o te hiku o te iku. Tēnei huihuinga e hare te mea he huihuinga o te hunga ora roiho. He huihuinga e whakāturanga anō no tātou mātua tupuna. He here anō, he tātai anō ki ngā tāngata kahaure no ko tino whānau mai ki te ao. He kune anō tātou e whakanui ana, e whakamaharake ana, e hihiri ana i runga i te koa mo te hari, mo te tohu i riru nei ki tō tātou nei rangatina. Arira haramai, haramai ngā iwi. Haramai te aru te tūni o tēnei whare e tuatu nei, e pōwhiri atu nei kia koutou kia tātou katoa, kia taimai i tēnei ahi, ki te whakahonore, ki te whakanui tō tātou nei tangata. Kua tohua e te motu mo te tangata nui i rungi te ahotanga o wana mahi. Engari e mohi tunu tātou no te tō tātou nei ao Māori e kore tāia te tangata takitahi i te whakaoti wana mahi kata. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the iwi of Te Hiku o Te Ika to welcome us all here this afternoon for this small celebration of our rangatira who has managed to capture the eye of the nation through his dedication and commitment to the aspirations that he has developed and been given by his ancestors in the course of his lifetime. This gathering today is not just for us the living, it's a gathering for our elders that have passed as well. Because today is a realization of their hopes and their dreams for what they believed their children could reach as their potential. Lance stems from a line of ancestry that has played a very significant role in the establishment of the municipality of Kaitaia, of the infrastructure of this region, and as a descendant of Ruakuru, of Pātana, his forebears played a very active role in the development and administration of Kaitaia and the Manganui County. So on behalf of ngā iwi o Te Hiku, on behalf of the Te Ahu Trust, I see Mike Midcalf's here, the chairman of the trust, I'd like to welcome everybody here today. I runga i te ahotanga o tō tātou nei karanga kia whakahonore, kia whakanui ki te tautoko hoki i a koe rā whiwhi ai tēnā tohu. Tohu whakaiti nei. Tohu whakaiti nei. Nā rere te whanau, nau mai hara mai, wiki mai kake mai.
Ruia, ruia, tahia, tahia. Kia he moa ke ko te kākākā, kia hera mai te kauapōra ki tataki mai tōna pūkorokoro, haikoro. He koa ka mārama ke ko tahi te mani rere, tau atu ki te tāhuna, tau atu, tau atu, tau atu, ki hei mauri ora. He tūpoto tēnei ki te haka hoki, ki te haka utu ngā mihi, haka tau kia mātau, kia tāte katoa. O reira, e te toka nei hani, mihi mai, mihi mai, mihi mai. E kore tōru atea ene mihi hana, e tautoko ngā mihi katoa kia tāte katoa, kua tau mai ki te hapai, ki te tautoko, ki te whakahirahira, tēnei hui mō tā tātou rata. Nō reira, ka huri ki te reo tuarua. I want to tell you a story. I want to share a story with you that was told by a professor from AUT at a recent poll feeding for the med students. And the title to the story is Who Packs Your Parachute? Charles Plum was a US Navy jet pilot in Vietnam. After 75 combat missions, his plane was destroyed by a surface-to-air missile. Plum ejected and parachuted into enemy hands. He was captured and spent 6 years as a POW in a communist Vietnamese prison. He survived the ordeal and now lectures on lessons learned from that experience. One day when Plum and his wife were sitting in a restaurant, a man at another table came up and said, "You're Charles Plum. You flew jet pilots in Vietnam from the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk, and you were shot down." "How in the world did you know that?" asked Plum. "I packed your parachute," the man replied. Plum gasped in surprise and gratitude. The man pumped his hand and said, "I guess it worked," Plum assured him. "It sure did. If your chute hadn't worked, I wouldn't be here today." Anyway, Plum couldn't sleep that night thinking about that man. Plum says, "I kept wondering what he might have looked like in a Navy uniform, a white hat, a bib, and a bib in the back, and bell-bottom trousers. I wonder how many times I might have seen him and not even said, 'Good morning, how are you?' or anything, because, you see, I was a fighter pilot and he was just a sailor." Plum thought of the many hours the sailor had spent on a long wooden table in the bows of the ship, carefully weaving the shrouds and folding the silks of each chute, holding in his hands each time the fate of someone he didn't know. Plum also points out that he needed many kinds of parachutes when his plane was shot down over enemy territory. He needed his physical parachute, his mental parachute, his emotional parachute, and his spiritual parachute. To survive, he had to call on all these supports before reaching safety. Now Plum asks his audience, who's packed in your parachute? Everyone has someone who provides what they need to make it through the day. Sometimes it's the daily challenges that life gives us. We miss what is really important. We may fail to say hello, please, thank you, congratulations for some great or minor achievement, or just do something nice for no reason. Therefore, as you go through each day, each week, each month, each year, try to recognize and acknowledge people who pack your parachute. To conclude, recently, many people and whānau have packed Dr. Lance's parachute. And I can honestly say he has never failed to acknowledge and thank those people.
this occasion. And can I first of all acknowledge Lance, Tracy and your family and say welcome. We are humbled to be in your presence, Lance. Can I also acknowledge other special guests? Hami, thank you, and the other Kamatua and Kura, thank you for being here today. And I also want to acknowledge Deputy Mayor and Tanya and fellow councillors that are with us, and also Tony, thank you for being here today, and also a very warm welcome to our Chief Executive, Colin, and his lovely wife, Billy. It's lovely to have you, and of course to each and every one of you, a particularly special welcome on a wonderful occasion such as today. We've been trying to find out actually, Lance, whether there's been a civic reception in the north before. We don't know, but this may well even be a first, but if it isn't, it's certainly something that doesn't happen very often. So can I just thank each and every one who's been involved in making this happen today, because it's a wonderful occasion for us. And can I just say that we are here today to acknowledge the outstanding contribution towards community betterment and community health care by Dr. O'Sullivan, and also, Lance, I know you won't mind me saying, to your wonderful wife and to your family, and also the team of people who work with you. It is an occasion on which we can publicly acknowledge and congratulate Lance on achieving one of New Zealand's highest accolades, that of Kiwi Bank New Zealander of the year 2014. And what a special occasion it was for us, Lance, when we sat up here and heard it announced. I've got to say, you could just feel the whole community's bursting with pride. It's also time to reflect on your achievement as a 2013 Maori of the Year achievement, and on the leadership awards that you've achieved, including the Public Health Champion Award and Sir Peter Blake Trust Award for your work to protect the health of our young people. This is our way of providing an opportunity for the community at large to show its appreciation and offer its congratulations for the work that you and your team are doing within our community. Dr. O'Sullivan and his good wife Tracy have set up low-cost health clinics at Kaitaia through the Te Kauahanga Whakaroa Trust, excuse my pronunciation, I hope I got that right, the Nest of Wellness. The Trust makes basic health care more accessible for the community. You were also instrumental in establishing programs such as the Manawa Ora Korakara Ora Moku, as it's known, which aims to give medical care to up to 2,000 children at 14 primary and secondary schools within a 25-kilometre radius of Kaitaia. There is also the Kainga Ora Well Home initiatives that looks to ways to fix rundown houses to advance the concept that wellness begins in warm homes. While the team's primary focus has been on affordable primary health care for our Maori community and young children, the programs Lance has initiated are multicultural and target families suffering from the health effects of poverty. Achieving many of these local initiatives has involved building workable partnerships across a number of different agencies and community organisations. Lance has been instrumental in changing the way in which medicine is practiced in our poorer communities through the training he offers to medical students. He has identified areas of high health needs within impoverished communities, and then has set about finding ways to address these needs. All his achievements, and I understand you haven't finished yet, Lance, I'm sure, have been made at the coalface, leading by practical example to bear testimony to what can be achieved when you put your mind to it with a single focus on the task ahead. Like many others with a social cause, he's never been afraid to enlist the support of the community for a full-on frontal attack for those who may not share his vision, who he may consider to be impediments to achieving a final result. I believe, and I think most of us here believe, if not all of us, that we're going to hear a lot more about Lance O'Sullivan in the years ahead. In fact, Lance, I've got to say, I'm hearing this whisper that you might even be considering a political career. And not that I want to be biased as Harmy was, but I hope it's the right colour. Anyway, my sincere congratulations, Lance, for all you've done. It's a great privilege and an honour for me to be standing here as Mayor of the community and to be allowed to be part of the ceremony today. Thank you so much.
As we all know, Lance is really, besides being a very successful athlete and father, husband, and all those things, he's become very successful, that's the right word, in his profession as a health professional. And Northland region has its challenges in terms of a delivery of health services to our population. The demographic nature of our broadband and of our communities demands a really complex and sophisticated response to meeting our needs as communities. And I guess it's within that environment that Lance has found opportunities to become innovative, to find new frontiers in health promotion and treatment. And there's a number of those that he's done. So our next speaker is the Northland District Health Board Chairperson, Tony Norman, who will give us an insight into the environment that Lance works in.
And I thought I might put Lance's achievements in some context so that you will have perhaps a better understanding of why what Lance has achieved is so special, because it's very difficult to achieve those things. You have to have the energy, the innovation and the dedication that Lance has portrayed to make a difference in a public health system which is overwhelmed by growth and demand, challenged every day to live within its financial means, even though the numbers have seemed very large. In Northern District Health Board we spend $500 million of taxpayers' money every year, which is about $1.5 million every day on average, and it's increased based on a formula each year, but it's never enough. And so we have, as a public health system, through our professionals like Lance, it's just axiomatic that we must change the way we do business, and the sorts of innovations that Lance has brought and delivered are a good example of what needs to happen in a global, in a regional and a national sense. And indeed, throughout the Western world, most public health systems are under these pressures. But I have a couple of little experiences related to Lance that you might not have heard about, so I'm sure you won't find it too embarrassing. As each of the students at the last ceremony that I went to recounted their lasting memory, there was a young Maori boy who got up and he said, I want to be another Lance O'Sullivan. And he then went on to explain why his time with you, Lance, had changed him. And it was he was a medical student who wasn't quite sure when he first came to work for the Far North District Council for this year whether medicine was right for him. And when he worked for you, Lance, he completely discovered that was his vocation, to be a person like you. And he went on to explain that in his previous medical studies he scraped by with C+, and after working with you, Lance, nothing less than an A will do. And I thought, what a wonderful gift you have given him. And in a way, to use the analogy that's just been mentioned earlier by one of the previous speakers, Lance, you packed his parachute and armed him for what I'm sure will be a successful career. So thank you, Lance, for that and all the other things you've done to enhance the health of our population up here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have three presentations that I wish to make, and then my wife Leonie will be making a presentation to Tracy. So the first is here, come and stand beside me here, because I'm going to read out the English bit and I'm going to ask Ted to read out the part here in Mary. This is a commendation, a public achievement commendation from the council, from the district, to Dr. Lance O'Sullivan of Kaitaia. This commendation recognises the remarkable work and efforts of Dr. Lance O'Sullivan and his team to improve the health and well-being of the people of the far north. It is a civic acknowledgement of his enthusiasm and commitment to make positive and cost-effective changes in the delivery of primary health care and mitigate the effects of poverty in our community.
Nō reire te rangatira, ko tēnei taonga, kei te hare mai me tēnā toki, he tohu whakamihi atu, no au mahi mana motuhake. Tukuna e koe ki tau whānau, tau hapu, me ngā iwi katoa. Tēnā koe, tēnā tātou katoa.
The second presentation is a tonga, or is a toki, or traditional carving instrument handle. The spiritual symbolism is the carving out of a pathway to a better and affordable health care for impoverished communities, the pathway to the future. Presentation that we're making on behalf of the community, something that was indicated with a nod and a wink that would be helpful. The blood pressure instruments that are a practical reflection of the work which has been carried out in the clinics, and a small gesture to assist and encourage that work. And Lance, if you'd accept these on behalf of the
Tracy, I would just like to present you these flowers because, as my father used to say, behind every successful man there's a surprised woman. But I'm sure that you'll be able to realise that your man is going places. Thank you.
Kia ora tātou katoa, tuatahi māku e mihi ki tō tātou kaihanga I runga roa, koe o te timatanga me te whakamutunga o ngā mea katoa. A tuarua mihi ana ki a rātou kua kweturangi tia rātou o tēnei rohi o tēnā rohi, rohi puitano o te motu haere o kia tu koutou. Mihi ana ki te whare e tū nei, te whare hāpori, te whare ārohi nei, tūtonu ngā pau e tūtū mai nei, ai, tika te kōrero, he ngā āhua o ngā iwi maha o te rohi nei, nō reira mihi ana. E tuhuri ana ngā mihi kia koutou ngā kaumātua me ngā kuia, a tēnā koutou katoa, a tēnā koe a Bob, kōroa tai hepa mo tō mihi kia mō mātou te whare nei, nō reira tēnā koutou. Mihi ana kia kōroa ngā kaikaranga, ngā reo tuatahi o te wā, nō reira tēnā kōroa. I tēnei hiri ana ngā mihi kia koutou ki runga e te taumata nei, tēnā koe e te rangatira hāmi, tino harekoa. Tēnei te mihi ati kia koe mo tō kupu aroha kia mātou, kia hau mātou. Kia kōroa ana hoki a John, kōroa ko Leonie, tēnei te mihi ati kia kōroa, he tino honori tēnei, he hui arohi, nō reira tēnā kōroa. Kia koutou anō, ki runga e te taumata tēnā koutou, kia koe no hoki a Tony, kōroa ko Sally, ngā kai hautu o te tari hauro arohi, tēnā kōroa.
Nō reira huri ana ki te reo tūroa. O tēnā pēr mihi ana ki a rātou, e te whānau, kia ora. Kia ora tātou. Just to say thank you very much to John. John, thank you very much for having holding a reception like this, a civic reception. I think I was more nervous waiting out here to come in and sitting here than I have been in the recent weeks. Oh, what a fabulous honour, fantastic honour to have the community that I live in, I work in, my family live in, and to come along and share this occasion. So thank you for that. I think I think you know your true measure of how much respect or value you have is how the people around you feel. And thanks for considering that I would be a person worthy of something like this. So kia ora. Kia ora Hami, and as our rangatira of our rohi, of our iwi, thank you for your kind words and coming along here today and supporting this from, and as you mentioned, there are two parts to who we are as a community, or actually probably more than two. If we look at all the many cultures, and I'm proud of both my cultures, and obviously the time and place for us at the moment is working among our people here of Muri Whenua, and yeah, I really acknowledge your support for that. Just to say to Tony and Sally, in an indirect way, my bosses, Tony and Sally of the DHB, thanks for coming along today and supporting this. And to all the staff and the CEO of the council, thank you very much. Just to the community of Kaitaia, I want to just reiterate what I've said to John. It's a real humbling occasion to actually be considered important enough to have a civic reception and have people like yourselves turn up tonight on a Friday night. Thank you, I'm really honoured. I know the whānau are. Look, I wanted to say, you know, receiving the award of New Zealand of the Year was a highlight, I guess, for the last 12 months. I think John was mentioning I was fortunate enough to receive the Māori of the Year and a Public Health Champion, which is the Doctor of the Year in the certain circles. And they were, and Sir Peter Bake, emerging leader, but to actually be considered a New Zealander of the Year brings me immense pride because I feel committed to making New Zealand a greater place in my own small way, in our own small part of the country. But I didn't necessarily think and intend to do that for awards or recognition. It was just what we do, and I certainly didn't start and embark on my career of medicine to collect as many awards as I could. But this is fantastic. This is fantastic for me, for my family, but fantastic for our community. And I'm so proud as a member of the Far North community to come home and realise that people are taking a lot of pride in this as well. And that's awesome. I'm really excited and proud to have received the New Zealand of the Year award because I am committed to building a greater New Zealand that involves everyone having an equal opportunity. And at this moment in time, that includes quite a heavy focus on disadvantaged communities. But I believe if we can improve the lot of those that are disadvantaged, we'll make our community, our home, our community, our country far better place. And look, I have a set of skills. I certainly have a passion for doing what I do, and this is, you know, a real great place to apply my trade. I say to training doctors, and Tony mentioned about some of them, I live the dream I had when I enrolled into medical school. The aspirations and hopes that I had that I could be and what I could do when I entered medical school are what I'm doing today, and that's a fabulous thing to say to young up and coming doctors. So yeah, I'm really, just to say, really thankful for this occasion tonight. We have been, you know, doing a lot in the community, and to be honest, I really think there's probably a heap more I intend to do, and in a way, I sort of, you know, like I recognise that many other people doing fabulous things, and only a small number of people get recognised. So, you know, I acknowledge all of those people that are doing a great job out there, and you accept awards like this on their behalf. I started saying that I really feel I've got a lot more to offer, and an award like this is not a recognition for me of what you've done to date, but a challenge to what more are you capable of. So I certainly take that on board. And we're very keen, Chasey and I are very keen to contribute to this community. We've got obviously the Moko team and Te Koanga Whakaora staff here, and as Hami and both John have said, it's a team thing. We can only achieve great things because we have great people around us. So acknowledging you guys. You know, at the moment we have children in Te Hapua who have just started getting our telemedicine VMOCO services. That's so exciting. Kids in Te Hapua, we're already treating children, we're already doing really good things, and it's starting at the top when we intend to move down from Te Hapua. So there's 2,000 children getting health services in Kaitaia. We're adding another 500 to that in the next 12 months. And just today I said, well, if we can help children in schools, why can't we get into Kuangareo and help them with health programs there? So, to be honest, there's no stopping. We've got a momentum that we've got up, and I think we should keep going. We've certainly got a lot of support, and that's really important to mention too. A lot of what we've achieved has been on the back of support from New Zealanders from around the country. You know, the house that we re-roofed in Meadow Place, $10,000 roof or something. You know, it was me, my son, and a couple of medical students, and a couple of employees from a Hamilton-based roofing company who said, look, we like what you're doing, let's help out. And Mike, it was John that day, John Ward. You know, and then there was people that are helping us with our moko programs. These are businessmen and these are families around the country that say, hey, look, we support what you're saying. We as New Zealanders think that the community you live in should have equal health gains. So that's exciting. The fact that this is not something, and Hami alluded to it, this is not an individual achieving things. This is an individual with lots of good people behind them. People that work for us, people that support us both in this community and out of the community. So I just wanted to say that I think, you know, we're committed to going further. And I said this on the night when we had the awards evening. You know, Chase and I and I know our staff, we've got a commitment to make a difference. So I won't go on too much longer. I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who's come here tonight. A final mention to our rangatahi, the Kapahaka group. A few things have already been said about a couple of ingredients that I want you to take on board tonight for success, ingredients for success. So as soon as I got this award, I got on the phone to one of our staff and I said, can you book me in to every school in the community high school so I can come and talk to them about success? Because our job is not to create something for us today, but to create a better place for you tomorrow. So we want to create places of leadership for you, young people. So it's possible, number one. Self-belief, and Tony touched on it. A medical student, before he came to see me, and I'm not saying I was responsible solely for that change in him, but didn't feel he could do it, and he's from Tuhoe, and he's a lovely young boy. You know, he's discovered that self-belief. That's the first ingredient you need. The second ingredient you need is support, and your support comes from your kaiako, comes from your friends sitting next to you, comes from your whānau, and it comes from us, the community, who will support you to achieve great things. And the third thing I've been talking to the students about regarding success is hard work. There is no replacement for hard work. You cannot shortcut. And I'll tell you, I know all about this because we've tried, you know, I've only recently discovered some of these important ingredients to success, only recently. So hard work is really important. Okay, guys, and maybe take these three messages back. You need self-belief, you need the support, and you need to work hard. The sooner you discover it, the better it'll be for you. I was a late bloomer, I think, so. But anyway, you are the reason we do the things we do. te mihi ana ki a koutou, ko koutou ngā rangatira moa pōpō. Nō reira, mihi ana ki a tātou anō, mō tēnei honore, ki a koe ana hoki anō, John, tēnei mihi atu ki a koe, nō reira, huri noa te whare, tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou katoa. That was the first ingredient right there on display. Self-belief. Self-belief, pride, ihi wehi, kia ora koutou. Nō reira, huri anō ki a tātou, apiti hono tātou hono rātou, te hunga wairo ki a rātou, apiti hono tātou hono tātou nei te hunga ora ki a tātou, tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou katoa.
Mihi whakahira ki te whakatutuki ngā tumunako o rātou mai. Rātou I tumunako ai mō rātou nei uri, kei kone anō ngā uri, kei kone koe e uri anō ki koe e whakaora ake nei o tātou nei whānau, o tātou nei tāmata. Te whakatauki pēr pai, hara taku toa, e toa takitahi, ingari e toa takitini. Arira tēnā koe, hoi anō ki a tātou katoa, Ami ki aia, ki tana wahine, ki tana whānau, e no nei hei pua wai ki te ao.